Next, we will be watching Casually Explained Billionaires by Casually Explained. Make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the doodly-doo. This was recorded live at twitch.tv/LuminusRed. We are currently working to get me partnered on Twitch, so every little bit helps. If you can come on in, drop a follow, lurk and chat, all of that would be amazingly wonderful. And we're trying our best to get there, so even if you can't stay throughout the stream, if you have to head out, I would appreciate if you can leave the tab muted but not the video, and keep it going so that we can keep our numbers up as high as possible, especially with Twitch being a little bit of a jerk about that kind of stuff. Until then, I very much am not a big fan of Billionaires. Don't tell the people who run the sites that I do content on. And I think I've seen Casually Explained before, but I haven't seen it in a long time. And this is a 3-month-old video. I also recognize this is a Squid Game reference.
This video is brought to you by NIKKE.
It is?
Now, the difference between an average person and a billionaire is essentially zero. Unfortunately, about 9 of them. Nevertheless, if you're a regular person, you walk around the same streets as both the Riff, the Raff, and...
For the record, the reason that I minimize like this once there's an ad is because I don't want to be covering up any of their their links and stuff, so you can make sure that you can properly get access to it and like you can actually support them, because I think you should support the original creators in every way possible. Like, comment, and subscribe on their videos, and make sure to support all of their like freaking advertisements and stuff like that too. Okay, bye. Fine, Nova. Oh, I'm to enjoy. Happy birthday, Fan Warp. I'm sorry I didn't say that before. Happy birthday, Fan Warp. If you can leave stream open, I appreciate it, but also understand. Have a great rest of your day, Fan Warp. Also, thank you, Scarlet Budwinter, for the follow. But yeah. But so make sure to support the original creators every single time, every single video. Doesn't matter what I'm watching, support the original creators, please. Please and thank you.
Professionals all the same. You probably know people who still live at home, friends slumming in with roommates, couples sharing a 2-bedroom, and high earners with a single family home, a dog, 2 kids, and the white picket fence.
I do.
Giving you a decent perspective of life for the average
person.
But when you're so rich that money basically doesn't matter, everything changes completely. One unavoidable characteristic of becoming a billionaire is that you end up in such an isolated social circle that you often cease to relate to the common person, and your life becomes unrecognizable. For this reason, billionaires actually have more in common with the homeless than they do with most people. Doesn't pay taxes, undiagnosed mental illness, on the kind of drugs you don't even know how to get, and never even heard of the Epstein files. Now, it's natural to look at your life
Listen, I have a master's degree in political science. I know a lot about politics and stuff going on in the political world right now. I don't talk about politics on stream. That's what I've decided to do. So, I'm blocking the racist so I do not comment on that kind of stuff, but do know that I'm not missing any of these things. Do not worry. Do not think that I am not fully well aware of what's going on. Please understand that. But I will not be commenting on that because I do not want to be dragged into any kind of like drama and stuff like that. Hi, Venti, we're watching Casually Explained Billionaires. Just letting you know, okay? Okay, welcome back, Axolotl.
Where you work 40 hours a week for just enough to scrape by and think.
Also, just pausing on the stream made me want a hot dog. I saw this here, and it just being so standout, I'm just like, I want a hot dog. I just want a hot dog right now. I like the freaking Dairy Queen near me used to have chili cheese dogs, and I love them. But then they stopped making them, and I'm like, why would I even go to Dairy Queen if you can't get a chili cheese dog? I want a chili cheese dog. Now I'm thinking about chili cheese dogs and drooling. What the heck? Wait, I'm okay. Wait, I'm like, oh, I could have asked my mom to go get hot dogs and chili. Oh no.
How does someone even get to be a billionaire in the first place? It's really pretty simple. At some point or another, we've all had the genius thought, what if 1 million people just gave me $1?
Go to Costco for $50 hot dogs.
Then I would have $1 million.
Yeah.
While most of us stop at this fantasy, impressed by our own raw ingenuity, some people throughout history have gone further, extrapolated on this scheme, and invented what is known today as a business.
Oh.
As an example, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph thought, what if you give me $16 every month and I mail you Shrek 2 on DVD? Easy $6.5 billion.
Probably,
Elon Musk said, what if you give me $8,000 and I pretend to give you a self-driving car every year for the next decade? Richest man on earth. Mark Zuckerberg said, what about...
Listen, that's not even political. There has, like, the number of years that they've been promising, like, it's just around the corner, self-driving cars right around. I would definitely, absolutely demolish a hot dog right now. Same, Sir Baggy. Like, the number of years Tesla's just been like, it's right around the corner. We have self-driving cars that are going to be perfect next year. And it is, no. Hello, I only follow bottoms. I have seen the new Easy Chaser. It's so good. But I'm just like, that is like one of the biggest jokes to me. It's just like every single time it's like, hey, do we have self-driving cars yet? Nope. Great. Oh, I'm an overweight girly. Can don't watch 40 hot dogs right now. Ooh, that does sound tasty. I gotta keep the customers on the hook. You're so right. I do not trust Tesla since it will straight up fail the Roadrunner painted wall trick. That is so true. Oh my gosh.
I give you an app that collects all of your personal information in a giant database that I own, and you give me a heat lamp and a bowl of grasshoppers.
What?
To really drive home how much wealth billionaires have, when someone says they're a billionaire, they're one of only 800 people in the United States.
Holy
In contrast, if someone says they're a millionaire, it means they have a house. Well, politically, it's commonplace for progressives to hate billionaires because they epitomize late-stage capitalism. I don't make...
Okay, I'm not going to say anything about the politics, but she's very pretty. I think that AOC is very, very pretty lady. Respectfully. She's a very, very pretty lady, and I like her a lot. I'm Canadian, by the way. I'm Canadian, by the way. I can't influence or do anything with the United States politics. I am agnostic on that, but I just think that AOC is very, very pretty lady, and I appreciate her a lot. Anyways,
fun of billionaires.
Also, this meme is the funniest thing. This picture of Bernie is just like so fucking funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's a damn hero. You push him over here. This is like my favorite picture of Bernie. It is like the best thing that has ever come out of COVID. This is the thing that came out of COVID that was the best. It's just like him with his mask and his little mitts, and it's so cute. Honestly, it's so fucking cute. My gosh.
I have an ideological bone to pick. I make fun of them because they're really fucking weird. Recently, Peter Thiel, a tech billionaire and right-wing ideas guy, appeared on a podcast and was asked if he thought the human race should survive. He then stammered over the question for 15 seconds before reluctantly answering with the classic, "Yes, but..."
What?
Now, I'm no expert in media training, but as I frequently tell Putin, Hamas, and Benjamin Netanyahu on our weekly Zoom meetings, the correct answer to human rights questions is always to say yes right away, and only reveal later that you had your fingers crossed out of frame. Billionaires like Thiel are almost alarmingly out of touch with how to communicate with the general public, because even though he can understand a regular person's life concept...
Oh, okay, there's been some studies about how like extreme wealth actually affects your like ability to feel empathy for other people, and it actually even goes as far as being like in like even a Monopoly. Like if you're playing Monopoly, the board game, and you're winning, there's actually a correlation between like the amount of empathy you will show the other players and how well you're doing. And even if like you are actually given an advantage, that's the funny part. If you give a player a actual advantage, you're like, I'm going to give you an extra 100,000 at the start, or I'm going to let you reroll. You give them an undeniable advantage, they will still they will still feel more like they earned it, and they will actually be more rude to the other people. Same thing with expensive cars. Expensive cars are less likely to respect road rules. So there is a scientific direct correlation and causation between increased wealth and lack of empathy. That's just the science, honestly. Yeah. Monopoly is like a game, and you gotta play it. It's called Hearts. Exactly. So yeah, no, there's been a lot of studies about money and, well, it's power in general. It doesn't have to be money. Money is just the easiest way to do power, but like the same thing if you become like a head of state or something like that, there is like a debuffed, like it's the more power you have in any form, the less empathy that you're able to show for another person. It's weird and I hate it, but it's what we're doing things, right?
Actually, anyways, he can't relate to them on a personal level.
Yeah.
For example, I get really hot at night when I go to bed, so I like to turn the temperature way down. Whereas
valid.
Thiel prefers to sleep in a deep freezer, he lays down like a sarcophagus. Now, the good news is that not all billionaires base their whole personality on World of Warcraft expansions and name their company after the magic rock Sauron used to corrupt weak minds and manipulate their will.
There's no good reviews.
Warren Buffett, for example, is...
Venti, there are outliers in every data set. There can be good rich people. I do not know every single rich person, nor have I done like tests for their empathy. Sauron is not a good rich person. I think we can all agree that Sauron was not a good rich person, you know? So like I'm not gonna say any specific person or anything like that, but like Sauron, you know, from like Lord of the Rings, we can all agree that was a person who had no empathy and had a lot of money. Gold rings even. I have hot dogs, so that's what I'm having for dinner now instead of chicken. But all the jobs that Sauron made, you know what? You're right. Maybe I'm being too hard on Sauron. Yeah, no, that's right.
Not only pledged all of his wealth to charity after he dies, but he also still lives a very humble life in his house in Omaha that he bought in 1958 using the change he picked up off the ground. Nevertheless,
cute.
most billionaires don't do much to shake off the public image that their whole existence is just about lording over their minimum wage warehouse workers as they zillow the next 2,000 hectares of farmland to buy, sip their cognac, and mutter to their Siamese cat what pleasure it brings them to see the peasants toiling for their coin. But this isn't how billionaires run companies. This is how Mr. Beast comes up with video ideas. The ethical question of should there be billionaires at all is one of the most hot-button issues around right now because wealth inequality has been steadily increasing decade over decade, and many people believe that billionaires don't pay their fair share.
What Mr. Beast? Hello, Jacob W. Yeah, Mr. Beast is a YouTuber if you don't know, and I use his font a lot. It's not his font, but it's the one he uses a lot, called Comica Access. It's a good font. It's a good font. Also, any Philly clippers in here, that's a bingo. Mentioning in the Philly Clipper Core, there's when things are mentioned, we have to put a mark off our bingo sheets. And Mr. Beast mentioned is a pretty important one, you know. Don't research this globalist propaganda. Mr. Beans, I like Mr. Beans.
It's ridiculous,
really
as billionaires get divorced all the time.
They do.
With that said, it is a common belief that if the government were to confiscate everyone's personal wealth above $999 million, this would lead to a dramatic improvement in the standard of living for the average person.
Potentially.
Problem is, even if you were to yoink every stock, bond, and square inch of real estate a billionaire owns, liquidate all of it to straight cash while somehow getting market value, in the US you would get about $6.22 trillion, which would cover 11 months of government spending, or every person in the country would get a one-time payment of around $18,000. Well, this is nothing to scoff at. If you're one of
Hey, I would love $18,000. Send me $18,000, please.
For the people who says we should eat the rich, it's important to consider that the average inheritance in the US is $46,000, meaning you would make more money if you ate just one of your parents.
What?
Now, because they can't yet buy more of it, billionaires are experts at managing their time. While flying private is out of reach for most of us, there are other tips you can copy from billionaires to save time in your own life. For example, when I make a new account on a website, I save time by letting Chrome auto-generate an encrypted password. I got this idea from Elon Musk, who uses the same technique to name his children. When you basically reach level 99 in capitalism...
No! Okay, but the way that Elon freaking names his kids, that is a crime. No matter what your opinion is on Elon Musk, that is a crime. The way that he names his children is a crime. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Bro, I'd love to get 18 grand. Honestly.
You might ask yourself, what do I do now? Not to worry, once you've reached the level cap, there's still plenty of side quests for you to do. While most regular people spend their time playing video games, doing arts and crafts, or playing a sport, billionaires can choose more exotic things like
did you
getting
ever
bullied
read the
on
book
Twitter.
Weather of Nations by Adam Smith? I read a lot of books in my university. I do not remember all of them, to be honest.
Criticizing the Chinese government exactly one time, paying pro athletes to make you feel talented, leaving the planet in search of any novelty that will make the emptiness go away, paying to boost your Path of Exile account, then streaming it to prove to anyone who doubted your multidisciplinary genius.
The freaking Path to Exile stream was so stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh my... He's like, I'm so good at the game, and then listen, I suck at video games, but I'm honest about that fact. I get on these streams, I show you how bad I am at these games. You all know that I am horrible at video games, and I'm proud of that fact. I'm working on it, right? Like, come on. His chat was stressing him so hard. It was so funny. I don't. I'm bad at this. What happened to my computer? The stream stopped and the page reloading. Oh no, bro. Oh, yeah, no.
But they were in fact correct. Exploring the bottom of the ocean to uncover its lost secrets, and of course exploring the bottom of the ocean and then dying instantly. In reality, when you're worth even hundreds of millions of dollars, an ultimately rookie amount, you can pretty much have anything you want. Penthouses, luxury cars, private chef, private plane, giant house, and another...
No, I want to go back. I love that fit. I love that hairstyle too. Wait, no, go back. I love her hairstyle, and like this entire vibe just looks so good. Like, look at her hair is just like so sleek and beautiful. And then like this, like, I don't know, this just looks gorgeous. I love her outfit. I love her hair. I love her face. I love everything about this. The third time, I believe. So, what video is she watching? Casually Explained Billionaires. Jacob, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Assuming pronouns. Could be they, them. You're right. It could be. I made an assumption there. This person is very, very attractive. And also, I love their fit. Like, this is such such a vibe. Also, that food looks delicious. My mouth is watering. But yeah.
Giant house.
You're right.
And another giant house in a poor country.
I like
sucks,
Popeyes, but I can eat
has good weather.
Lumi.
And you're not sure if purchasing power parity means the gardeners are getting paid well by their standards, or if you just own slaves. With this in mind, if you are a billionaire, it's actually pretty hard to think of a way to flex on multi-millionaires, meaning the 23-year-olds on Raya who look like they're 35 aren't going to message you back. That is, of course, until you remember what separates the centimillionaires from the billionaires.
The centimillionaires.
Ask a girl if she'd rather be stuck in the middle of a forest with a random bear or a random man, and she picks the bear every time. Ask a girl if she'd rather be stuck in the middle of the ocean with a random shark or stuck in the middle of the ocean with a random Saudi man, and she picks Muhammad every time. This is because men in the forest are broke, meaning they'll try to touch your boob, whereas men on yachts are rich, meaning they have grown weary of material desires and flew you out business class for your quirky personality. While no one has tried to sex traffic me yet, the closest I've been able to get so far was when I was on a holiday in France several years ago and made a day trip to Monaco. Now, for people not in the know, Monaco is a tiny sovereign nation basically inside France and is like a Vatican City tax haven for the ultra-wealthy. They have a little garden you can look at near the Monte Carlo casino, which was the only thing I could afford. And as you walk through, you're like, oh, look, a little building. Hopefully this one's a bathroom. Nope, just another Audemars Piguet watch kiosk. Then you pee on it anyway because you're in Europe. Other than this neat oceanographic museum, what I thought was the coolest part of Monaco was the port, which was divided into sections based on how important people in Monaco thought you were. In the very inner part of the harbor, you have the literal wage slave section, which is basically all the yachts that I would see back home. Then there's
my friend Abel just DM'd me before this, is like, hey, you should watch this. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? Probably fine. Like, he knows my entire vibe, what I'm doing on stream, you know, like, try not to be political, not talk about this kind of stuff, and, you know, like, and then I'm like, I'm peering, I'm like, Abel. So I'm gonna have to throw hands with Abel. Dude. I'm gonna throw hands. I'm DMing her right now. Anyways, this is economics, not politics. Yeah, there's a difference. There's definitely a difference. There's definitely a difference, darling. Yes, of course.
Which had the biggest yachts I have ever seen in real life prior to this. After that, you have Starter Yacht, which are like floating New York City penthouses. Then the last section in the harbor is, finally, a real yacht, which is one giant pier for the 2 or 3 mega yachts that rule the Monaco postcard photo and cost at least $100 million each. Obviously, you don't stop there because these things are a dime a dozen. So then you go out in the ocean and you get... What is this? A harbor for ants?
Oh, this is Canada,
now, you
America.
Might be thinking
even
what I was thinking at the time, which was, even if you were a billionaire, why on earth would you want a mega yacht so big you can't even park it in the harbor?
Wealth and power being political seems like a stretch. Totally. Yep. Wow, yachts. Yeah, yachts. So cool. Listen, I don't like to be on the water either way. I am afraid of sharks. I'm afraid of drowning. I don't want to be in the water. I would also get very motion sick. So you know what? I prefer neither.
Exactly.
No water.
To store your other yachts in, Brokey. Get with the program. At this point, I too was wondering how I could acquire a Russian nesting yacht until I was like, speaking of, what's that? And maybe a few kilometers farther out from the shore was this thing, which is the world's largest sailing yacht, and in the top 5 most expensive yachts ever built.
John, thank you for the follow.
It's owned by Andrei Melnichenko and designed by the guy who made this cool lemon squeezer that my mom just bought. Even though I'd forgotten the oligarch...
Wait, doesn't that look like the one like the alien spaceships from War of the Worlds? Huh. I love and fear the ocean. Same. So how would Aquarius Lumi be dressed? Not really well. A bit, yeah. Define rich.
Class yacht existed, this guy claims he doesn't even have ties to the Russian state, making him just a regular, unimportant billionaire. This argument, of course, didn't work on the Italian government after Russia invaded Ukraine.
No, I need to show this. The boot. I love that. Also, we're talking about that.
They saw the yacht parked outside their shoreline and said, yoink. Which brings us to the true top of the hierarchy, which isn't who owns the biggest yacht, it's who owns the biggest ocean. And you know what that means.
Who? Oh?
That's right, baby. The taxpayer wins again. Checkmate, billionaires. Me and the boys have once again risen to the top. Now, if you're looking to...
you know what?
If you're looking to avoid calls from the IRS...
You know what? a freaking aircraft carrier is just a yacht for your planes. It's a plane yacht. It's where you store all your planes. It's like a yacht where you have a yacht and a yacht, but this is for planes. An aircraft carrier is just a plane yacht. If I ever become a billionaire, I would buy any stuff and then just buy a house. Hi, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, hi, Penance. Welcome in. And then just buy a house similar to my house, and then use the rest of my money to buy toys as much as I want. I know, right, bro? Even better, it's a floating city, but it also is a yacht.
Or other scammers that manage to get your email or phone number from Zuckerberg's databank, you should try to.
I'm gonna make you real mad right now. An aircraft character is just an overbuilt hot water heater. Now I hear it. Thank you for the follow, Penance, and welcome in Kuromake for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Yeah.
Today's sponsor, NIKKE. NIKKE is a service that contacts data brokers on your behalf to request the removal of your information from their products and services. This means it won't be able to be purchased or acquired by potential scammers, spammers, or crazy exes, even though you wish they would sometimes. This is something data brokers have to comply with. They just don't really want to. So to do it yourself manually would take dozens or hundreds of hours. All you have to do is sign up for an NIKKE account, and right away it'll get to work, while giving you reports on what has been initiated, in progress, and completed.
Give money, receive
for the first time,
cognition.
How did it start so fast? I haven't even told it what my data is yet. But that's what you did when you signed up, suddenly causing you to realize why it makes sense that everyone in the world has your email and phone number now. If you'd like to give NIKKE a try, you can use promo code
You don't have my information, right, chat?
To save 60% off an annual plan. Just make sure you leave a bowl of grasshoppers out for Mark, as he comes for you when you rest.
Very good. Subscribe on YouTube, give things, receive. I'm putting this in chat. Oh my gosh. Here's my hot take, my take for the stream. We should be allowed to purchase anything the government can. Dragon Life, welcome in. I'm not gonna make any kind of a take on that. Hi, if you're watching this on YouTube as a YouTube video, head on over to twitch.tv/LuminusRed, drop follow, come hang out, and go support Casually Explained in every way possible. Until next time, my lovely Lust Stars. Bye.